Okay, so welcome to the event safety orientation. So just first intros, coordinators, it's myself, Daryl Godkin. Then we have Daryl Krillick. And then joining us this year is Lorinda Maruka. And so that's our three coordinators for this year. So Daryl and I are particularly happy to welcome Lorinda onto our crew as the coordinator to help run the crew. And you'll most of you will are returning volunteers will probably recognize Lorinda because she's been on the crew for a number of years with us. So just going over the crew description. So the event safety crew volunteers are considered the festival safety ambassadors. Crew members function as the eyes and ears of the event, monitoring crowds to ensure the safety and enjoyment of all spectators. Safety crew volunteers work at various locations throughout the festival and follow the event safety volunteer no force policy. So the duties, so we act as the eyes and ears of the festival and keep a lookout during the festival. Assist with the crowd control and restricting access to the backstage areas and other areas as assigned. Help ensure the safety of volunteers, the festival attendees, the Jazz Winnipeg merchandise, as well as the equipment on site. Act as an ambassador promoting the Jazz Festival. Notify the event safety coordinator, the professional security team, or the Jazz Winnipeg staff of any safety issues that arise. And abide by the volunteer code of ethics and the policies referenced in the Jazz Winnipeg Volunteer Handbook. Venues, and I will let Daryl take over on the venues.
Okay, Old Market Square, as you know, that's our biggest venue. Um, Up to 4,000 people in the licensed area on the busy nights. That'll certainly be Friday the 19th and possibly Saturday the 20th. But it does start to get busy on the Thursday as well. So we have volunteers at each of the entrances, which they believe there are seven, at least seven. Um, we count one, two, three, four,
Yes, there's seven. Yeah.
five, six, seven. Yes. Um, and we use electronic counting devices. We have iPhones with the in out. So some of you have experienced this. It's Daryl's work because he's the computer engineer who sets this up. He sets up Wi-Fi um, in the park, covers the entire area. So we use those phones to have a live count at any given time. So when you're at an entrance um, exit, you'll have that phone and you just punch the green for people that come in and then the out, the red for people that leave. And it's just a constant flow. And that way we can have a live view at any given time of how many people are actually in the park. So it's really helpful and useful. Um, and as well, we'll be assisting the bar as well. We keep someone nearby there just to keep an eye out for, like we said, intoxicated people, people without wristbands. In the event that we do find someone without a wristband, we could politely ask for their ID, and if they refuse, then we would get the paid security involved in that. Because that way you can assess if they do show your ID and they're good, then we would just wristband them on the spot. They're good to go. What else? Yeah.
So for this,
If any newcomers, anybody that's new, just reach out when you're on site. Reach out to us. Um, the other thing is when you start your shift, we usually meet at the back. Daryl, if you could just run your cursor over that area. Uh, yeah, sort of in that area. And we'll have a little meeting there and we'll get you set up, make sure we position you. And then we like to do rotation. We don't want to be having someone sit in the same spot or stand in the same spot the whole night. So we'll do a rotation. Depends how busy we are. Sometimes it's hard for us to coordinate that. Um, but we would usually go, I like to go in a clockwise fashion. So if you're at the Main Street, then you would go to the stairwell by the arcade, by the poutineery, and then so on and so forth. So you don't get stuck. You may not make a complete rotation for the whole night or your whole shift, but at least you won't be standing in the same spot for like an hour and a half. And we like to pair people up so that if you need to take a break, go get some food, go to the washroom, that there's going to always be someone covering that entrance. Um,
So,
that should cover it for
so
Old Market Square.
So
Anything
just
else?
different for this year is the bar has actually moved. The main bar has actually moved over to the Bijou patio. So it used to be that the bar was down over here where it says the merch tent, but the main bar is now actually over here at the Bijou patio. And then the line to actually get into or to line up for the bar will actually be kind of in this space here. And there is actually no ticket sales separate from the bar. So this year you'll actually go up to the bar. This is the new bar sales crew, and the bar sales crew will actually you'll actually pay and pay and get your drink at the same time. So there isn't actually separate tickets where you went used to go to get a ticket and then go to the bar separately. It's actually all one transaction. So you pay and get your drink at the same time at the bar. So that's just going to be a bit of a change for this year. So
It
we'll be
eliminates
we'll
an
be
extra
working on
line.
the
Yeah.
yeah, we'll be working on the first couple days, working out the kinks of how the line works. And then we'll have that mastered by the third day. At least that's
Yeah,
my plan.
we hope.
And then we'll just jump back here. Whoops. Sorry. I was just going to go back to the other venues. Back to the venues. Um,
Okay, so yeah, Burton Cummings. Um, this venue, we would rather that you don't show up in cut off jean shorts or flip flops or anything like that. In fact, that I do have a policy about flip flops. I really don't want to see anyone wearing flip flops. It's a safety thing because there's some uneven concrete in Old Market Square, and it doesn't look professional. We're not. It might be hot, but we're not at the beach. We have a job, and we want to enjoy ourselves without anybody injuring themselves. So say Burton Cummings, like nice pants or you know if you can wear sandals, but like I said, no flip flops. Um, so Burton Cummings, we try to dress a little nicer, like not like maybe not shorts and a baseball. Well, you can wear a baseball cap. I don't have any problem with that. I wear a baseball cap all the time anyway. Same with Days Hotel, concert hall at the university. Might want to just dress a little better than super casual. Like it would be say business casual kind of thing. Um, West End can still be pretty casual. Fort Garry would be like the Burton or Days Hotels. So, business casual or just, reasonably dressed. Little Brown Jug would be casual. And as far as how many volunteers, we kind of figure that out on the fly. And we have because sometimes there may be no shows. So we might ask you to move from one venue to another. Um, and it may not be as big a disappointment as it seems because then you may go to a show that you really enjoy. Um, so yeah, West End, we sometimes can get away with two people there. Burton Cummings, we usually have 4 to 6, depending on the show. Days Hotels, I think we have 4. Fort Garry Hotel Club Room. I think we use 2 or 3 for that, Daryl, right?
two, two,
Two,
yeah,
3,
two. Yeah.
2.
Anyways,
Okay.
well, what
And Little Brown Jug depends on the show for Little Brown Jug.
we
We may not even need anybody there.
Yeah, we've got the numbers. So we've got the correct numbers for the shifts. So we're always looking for that's the number we expect to be there. So if you're not able to be there, definitely let us know, and I've got that later on in the pieces here. So I think that leads us right into this one, which was actually, if you're not able to make your scheduled shift, please call us. Call ahead. Let me know. My number's in all of the emails, so that we know, because then we can make arrangements, because we schedule very close to what we actually need. We don't put extras. Um, so any of the venue specific instructions will be provided at the start of your shift. So Daryl explained a little bit of a few of the venues here. Don't worry, you don't need to memorize or remember them from today. At the start of your shift, we'll go through and explain exactly at the venue, so we can actually show you there at the venue what it is that you need to do, so that there's no confusion. And then you can ask any questions at that time too, about the venue, and we can answer that, so to make sure you know exactly what you need to do. Um, so make sure you review the volunteer handbook. We've already reviewed it. Just take another quick perusal through it. And then just the eyes and the ears of the festival, or a reminder that there's no physical or verbal conflicts, and seek assistance from paid security as required. The start times are the times you need to be there, not earlier and not later. So please try best to be there at that time. I mean, if you're a couple minutes earlier, that's fine, but you don't need to be there like 15 or 20 minutes earlier. We've actually timed those so that you're there with that buffer, before you actually your shift actually starts. So we actually have you there a few minutes before the shift actually starts. So the arrival time is the right arrival time. And then your shift is finished once one of the event safety coordinators or the venue coordinator indicates the shift is done. So we might not be back to the venue later at the closing time, just depending on where the venue is. So then, if you aren't sure whether we're done, you should check in with the venue coordinator, and we'll point out who they are as part of the initial orientation at the start of your shift at that venue. And then just a reminder to no talking with the artists unless they talk to you first. They might be getting into the zone of their performance, and so having a bunch of questions asked to them or the like, it can get them out of their zone. So it's always good to just let them do their thing. But if they ask you a question, by all means, you're welcome to answer, and the like. But just remember that they're getting ready for their performance. And then when the venue doors are open, you should be at your position, so we don't have a group of volunteers clustered around the main entrance of the venue that you're working. So we did put the no force policy in here. Zachary did review it earlier, and so really the main piece is not, we are the safety crew. We are not the security crew, and really that comes from some of the historic pieces of where we at one point were a security crew, and the term security within the legislation within the province. And so we are not a security crew. That's why we have paid security. And so they are handling any of the heavy lifting, should that be required. Again, that the whole point is to de-escalate, and they are very good at doing that, as they do that on a regular basis. And so we just want to remind all of the volunteers that no physical or verbal altercations. That is not what we want at all. And so just make sure that if things are getting heated in any way, just take a step back and let's go and get the paid security, and then we'll have them come and help address whatever the issue may happen to be. And so then, yes, just the reminder, paid security is the Cerberus security at Old Market Square, and then otherwise, any of the venue management, if you're at a venue, the Jazz Winnipeg staff, us as the event safety coordinators, and then if it's major, then obviously we get to the point of calling the Winnipeg Police Service in.
There's
We would expect that would
also
get
the
to
biz,
oh yes, the biz.
yeah, also the exchange biz patrol. They can be very helpful as well. And that's kind of the, if Cerebus is having an issue, and they need assistance, they would get Exchange Biz, and we have the phone number. And then if they can't de-escalate it, then that's when the police would probably get to come in.
Okay. So then new this year, just formalizing it as the lost child policy or sorry, procedure. If you do end up coming across or being notified that we have a lost child, make sure you identify it to the security on site. We're entirely anticipating this will only be at Old Market Square because most of the other venues are not such that that would occur. Though if it would, just bring it up to the venue coordinator, and then we'll take it from there with the event staff or the venue coordinator or security. We have some procedures to do in the background that we'll do to take care of should there be a lost child. But the important part here is to identify it to security, and then they'll be able to take over and run through our policy. And just to also remain calm and reassure that it's being taken care of. Um, what else do we have here? Here, do you want to take over, Daryl?
Yeah, even if you need a safe walk, just let us know during your shift so that we can make arrangements. It might be another volunteer that would be maybe finishing their shift. That would be willing to do that. It may not be easy for Daryl or I or Lorinda to help because we might be tied up with other tasks at that time. So just give us a heads up, like give us some pre-notice that you're going to need a safe walk later, and then we'll make arrangements.
And if you have a specific bus that you need to catch like the last bus, we want to make sure that you catch that. So do let us know if that is the case, and so that we can make sure that you get out of there in time to go and catch that bus.
Yeah, and dress for the weather. Bring a jacket for late night or sweater. You always want to have your tag visible, though. That's the thing. And then dress for the venue. Like I said, we went over that with the other venues. Daryl's bringing those up here. For Cummings Sport Gary Hotel, a little nicer. Other venues are pretty casual. Um, yeah, so be prepared for being outdoors when you're at Old Market Square, whether that means you need some mosquito repellent, although I haven't seen any in the last couple of years. So I don't know what's going on with that because other years I remember there being quite a few mosquitoes. And definitely sunscreen and a water bottle and a hat if you're working during the day, just to protect yourself from the sun. There is water in the office, so if you have a water bottle, you can always keep filling it up. And there's also water in Old Market Square. There's a water a bottle fill station. So keep hydrated.
Okay. So you can check the volunteer benefits are listed in the handbook. And then your t-shirt and name tag, you can pick those up from any time as of tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m. To 4 p.m. during office hours, or next week once the festival has started during the festival hours. Do try to pick it up before your shift, especially if your shift is not at Old Market Square or close to Old Market Square. Because if you show up at Diz Hotel without your t-shirt, it makes things complicated for us to go and try and sort that out because we may or may not have somebody coming from downtown to Diz Hotel to do that for your first shift. So please try to pick it up from the office beforehand. And then, are there any questions that we haven't answered yet? I don't know if I don't see it. I don't actually see the chat, so I don't know if somebody's putting anything in the chat.
Nope, nothing in
Uh,
the chat right now.
but yeah, if anybody has anything, come off mute. Let us know. I'm hearing none. I guess we've answered.
Okay, nope, you got one.
Oh, go ahead.
Lost child procedure, securing exits. Can you define that a little more?
So we will have security at all of the exits. So the security crew, our security, paid security will stop traffic at those exits until we've sorted through and found the lost child or reunited them with the parents, however that successful end to that event is.
Okay, so covered by security, not us directly.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you may be asked to assist, just in because the entrances are wide, so security isn't going to be able to completely. So you may need to assist them, but they'll initiate and provide that direction at that entrance or exit that you're at.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, no, good question. Anybody else? Not hearing any. If you do have any other questions that come up over the next few days, or while we're into the festival, we're always happy to answer them. Please ask us a question, so that we can get that answered and make sure that you know what you're doing and yeah, just make sure that everybody has a good time at the festival. It's always a fun time. Really looking forward to another fun year. And yeah, I think that's all we've got.
Daryl,
Yes.
Terry here. If you have people asking questions that haven't been covered in this, will you disseminate those questions and answers to the rest of us by email or whatever, so that we all would be apprised of the question and answer?
Yeah, if they're ones that are broad, certainly I'll collect them and I can send them out.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll do that
Good.
if there are. Otherwise, I'll probably just oftentimes they're individual questions and then I'll just address them individually.
Yeah, of course.
Um,
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
good,
Daryl?
good question. Yes.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I'm not sure if this was asked already. If so, I missed it. Would you mind sending out your PowerPoint?
Yeah, so the recording of this session will be sent out.
Okay, great. Yeah, super.
Yeah.
Just to touch up, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, yep, sounds good. And then I see there was one question, confirm we can come tomorrow morning to get the badges and shirts. That was based off of the instructions from Ash, said the 9th at 10 a.m. So I'm going to go with a yes, and hopefully Zachary puts his hand up or thumb up and says yes. Oh, Zachary's not paying attention now. We lost him. We're pretty. That was what was communicated. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we are good for that. So yeah, you can pick up your shirt tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m. During the office hours. Anything else?
I just want to say thanks to you, Daryl. You put a lot of hard work into this technically, and you do the scheduling. I've become more of a figurehead, I think, in the last few years. That's what happens to old guys. And I really appreciate Lorinda joining our crew. That's going to be a big help. And thanks to all the volunteers on event safety, for those that are joining us for the first time.